Okay. Okay, yes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's class. Yes, so we still have people joining. Okay, so seems like we have new people. Okay, so if you are looking for Python classes, yes, this is the group, but this is already ongoing group. Okay, so we have been having classes for previous 25 to 26 days. Okay, so yes, so I just also want to inform that today is going to be the last class for today's Python batch. Okay, so we will be done with all the concepts which are required to discuss with you. Okay, so for this online batch, and this is the last class as far as this Python coaching is concerned. Okay, so I hope you all are clear, and I want any one of you to inform, like if anyone is missing. Okay, so we won't be having this Python classes from tomorrow. Okay, so yes. Okay, so if anyone has any doubt, okay, you can ask right now. Okay, regarding if you are new, if you have joined just now, when. Okay, so the new batch is scheduled to start from 16th of March. Okay, so if you are new, you can join there. If you want to revisit also, you can join there. And one more thing, if you are done, if you think you are good with Python, you are also entitled to get a Python certificate, given that you have registered yourself for the link provided in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so please do register there. Once you register, I will be sharing all the details regarding the exam which I will be conducting on Tuesday. Okay, so once you write that exam, we will print certificate with your name, and we will be sending that certificate at the address provided by you to your home. Okay, so no need for you to come and collect the respective certificate. Okay, so then let us come back and start. Okay, so in yesterday's class we were discussing about printing patterns, right? So yes, and before that I assume that my voice is clear and even my screen is visible. If there is any problem, I suggest you to please drop me a message on the chat box. Okay, so then like here we were discussing, like we were printing pyramids and so on, but yesterday we were just working with the half pyramids, right? So there we were just printing the half of the pyramids, and we have also seen how to print inverted pyramids. Okay, so and we have also seen how to work on dictionaries, how to use indexes, how to use keys in dictionaries, and etc. Okay, so this one program was pending in yesterday's class was we have to check how to print a full pyramid. Okay, so whenever you are going to print a full pyramid, okay, so you will be needing spaces, and you will be also needing to print stars, right? So just to explain you the logic, what I'm going to do is, like, let us consider this line number 1, right? In line number 1, you will require this 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you will require 4 spaces and a star, right? So then you will require 3 spaces. Okay, so then you require 2 space, then you require 1 space, and then you require no space. Okay, so this is how you are going to have your loop. Okay, so then you want stars, right? Stars normally have a decreasing number. Okay, so here you have 1 star, you have 2 stars, here you have 3, then you have 4, then you have 5. Okay, so this is the order you want to print. Okay, so you are going to write your logic respectively, right? So we normally start with a normal big loop. Okay, inside that loop we are going to have 2 loops. One loop will deal with the spaces, and the other loop is going to deal with the stars. Okay, so that is what we are going to have. Okay, so then let me just show you the program also, which I have pre-written just to save time. Okay, so just let me copy this in my editor window. Oh, I do have this. Okay, of course. Okay, so let us trace through this program and understand what is it doing. Okay, so initially this program is starting with this input line, which is saying me to enter any number of rows. Okay, so I might enter 5 rows, I might enter 6 rows. Okay, so depending upon what the user is going to enter, we are going to print a pyramid. Okay, so which is a pyramid of a star. Okay, so that I am storing in a variable called as rows. Okay, so then I have a new variable called as k is equals to 1. Let us leave that for now. Okay, so one thing. Okay, that was error. Okay, so let me just remove that. K is equals to 1, no need of this. So then let us come back and understand what are these loops going to do. Okay, so just to start with, we have a bigger for loop. Okay, bigger for loop. Inside that I have one more for loop and one more for loop. Okay, so the first for loop, this. Okay, so this for loop is related to spaces. As you can see, I am just printing space. Okay, whenever you have nothing inside this blank space, it means that I am just printing space. Then the second for loop is related to printing stars. Okay, here I am printing stars. Okay, so then just let us understand, like I am just having the value of I as 1. I will be starting from 1 and it will go till 5. Okay, if I enter my length as 6, so I will be having till 6. Okay, so that's why I am just keeping here the value as rows plus 1. Okay, so then here, as you can see, first 5, okay, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so these 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the order you need to print number of spaces, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the order you need to print the number of stars. Okay, so then that's why here what I'm doing is I'm starting from 0, and just what I'm just doing is I'm subtracting rows with I. Okay, so whatever the rows is, for example, if I enter rows as 5, so what is 5? Okay, so it will just subtract the 5 from 1. Okay, So whenever we subtract I value is initially 1, so I will get 4. Okay, so you will be printing 4 spaces to start with, and then you have another for loop which is running from 0 to I value is 1, right? So it will just print 1 star. Okay, so now that you have 4 spaces and you also have 1 star. Okay, so let me just take you back to the pattern. Okay, so here, like I have explained you here, the first line, in the first line, what is happening? I am just printing 4 spaces and 1 star. Okay, so and it goes on from there. Okay, from there the I value gets increased, and here the rows minus I value gets decreased to 3. Okay, so now I have 3 spaces, and just because I value is 2, now I will be having 2 stars. Okay, so then again when you go, again the spaces value get decreased to 3, decreased to 2, and the number of stars will increase to 3, and so on. Okay, this is how you can use the different properties you have in the for loop or in the range method and print whatever the pattern you like to print. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everybody. Anybody who's having doubt, you can please ask. Okay, so Chauhan is asking, in 5th line range is starting from 0. Okay, in 5th line range is starting from 0. Yes. Why I have kept range to start with 0 is I want the number to go till this limit. Okay, so whenever, like let's say yes, no need of starting it from force. Like what the logic you are trying to ask is, you are going in the reverse. Like I said, like I have told you the program yesterday, like we were starting from 5 going to 0, and we were decrementing 1 by 1, like we were doing -1, right? I hope you remember. Okay, so that is also one of the logic you can use, but here what I'm doing is I am just starting from 0 and going till rows. Okay, so just I need 2 values. Okay, so because I need 2 inverse values, like you can see, let me show you what is inverse value. The number of spaces required is 5 4 3 2 1, right? Or let us say just 4 3 2 1, and number of stars required is 1 2 3 4, right? So these are called as inverse value. Okay, so how am I achieving this inversion is just I am subtracting the I value from rows. Okay, you can see there is nothing much difference, everything is same except for the last statement in here. Okay, what do I have here? The upper limit is I, whereas what do we have in here? The upper limit is rows minus I. Simple. Okay, whenever you subtract rows with I, you will get 4, and what is the value of I? I is 1. Okay, so similarly, that is how you are going to print simple more number of spaces. Okay, instead of complicating it and starting with 4 and going till 0 and subtracting it 1, you can simply have this. Okay, so if you want, using that way also, you can try it by yourself in Python or any programming language. You can achieve any required output depending upon whatever the logic you want. Okay, so what is the final aim? Final aim is you have to print a pyramid. Okay, so just to show you, let me just print this program and see whether we are able to get this pyramid or not. Okay, so let me just run this. Okay, here it is asking me at the end, it is asking me to enter the rows, so I am just writing 5 and printing. Okay, so whenever you have entered 5, like you are able to see a pyramid whose upper limit is having 5 stars. Okay, so you can just tweak everything. You can just keep rows instead of rows plus 1, just keep rows, or write start from 4 and decrement 1 out everything. Okay, so you will be able to understand. Okay, just to show you a little bit more, let me just also print a bigger pyramid and check whether it is working or not. Here I will just check for 8. Okay, so as you can see, it is also able to print a pyramid which is having a values of 8. Okay, so this is what we had about printing pyramids. Okay, apart from that, the last concept to end this Python classes, online classes in here, is we have to discuss this turtle language. Okay, so there is a concept or file in turtle which helps us to like draw different types of graphics. Okay, so let us just understand what is turtle. Turtle is a Python feature like drawing board. Okay, so what does turtle provide? Turtle provides you to have a drawing board which lets us command turtle to draw. Okay, so you can just command turtle to draw different figures, like you can ask it to draw a line or square or rectangle or pentagon, etc. Okay, so just to demonstrate you what can turtle do, I have this a demo program. Okay, so just don't go through all what this program is, I will explain you eventually. So what I will do is, let me just run this. Okay, so this is a turtle program. and I'm just running. Okay, so as you can see, there is a new window opening which is saying that Python turtle graphics. Okay, so this helps us to write something. Okay, so what am I doing in this program? I have written a code to print a circle, okay, using different squares. Okay, so what I'm doing in here is I am printing squares again and again and again and again using a for loop, so that at the end I am able to achieve a circle. Okay, so this is what a turtle program is used in Python. Okay, so this is normally turtle program helps you to, it gives you a drawing board and you can draw anything you want in turtle. Okay, I hope it is clear what is turtle, what does turtle do, and yes. Okay, so okay, see, this is a program where it is able to print a whole circle just using different squares. Okay, so I hope you understand what is turtle and what are we going to do in the turtle. Okay, so let me just stop this. Then so once this program is done, what I will do is, let me just demonstrate you what is turtle. Okay, so just to demonstrate, let me just remove this. So whenever you want to have work on this turtle kinds of graphic, you have to import this module called as turtle. Okay, so just import this module. Once you have import this module, since you have to work with this module, right, so you have to create an object of this turtle module. So okay, so when you have to create an object of this turtle module, just write the name of the class called turtle. Inside turtle we have an explicit method to inside class we have an explicit method to work with turtle, which is turtle with a capital T. Okay, so because this is a method, write it with a capital T and also have a parenthesis. Okay, so once this is done, what do I have is I have created an object. Okay, so now let us just run this and see what is going to happen. Okay, so once we create an object, a dot is being printed on my drawing board. Okay, so let us just run this. So I have run this. Okay, so one more thing, whenever you are working with turtle, you have to create an object of the turtle class and also you have to close that. Okay, so how are we going to close the turtle classes? Just write turtle dot done. Okay, so whenever you write turtle dot done, it means that the turtle class has been closed. Okay, so let me now again run this and see. Now you can see there is a arrow mark in here. Okay, so this is called as a pointer. Okay, so we can ask this pointer to go here from here and there so that it prints some lines. Okay, so what this pointer is do is it goes from one pixel to other pixel depending upon what command we give in our program. Okay, so once we give any command, it will move. Right now we haven't given any command, we have just created an object of the turtle. That's why it is simply sitting there, and by default it is pointed towards the right direction. Okay, so since it is pointed towards the right direction, let us just stop this and let us say it to move forward. Okay, so since if you want it to ask to move forward, we have to use the object of the turtle, which I have given it name as x. Okay, so just use x dot, use this method called forward. Okay, so in parenthesis pass some length. Okay, so whenever if I write 100 in here, it means that I am asking that arrow mark to move 100 pixels forward. What is a pixel? Pixels are small dots on the drawing board of the turtle. Okay, so what it will do is it will move 100 pixels forward. Okay, so now let me just run this and see. As you can see, the small dot has moved 100 pixels forward. Okay, so now that it has moved forward, we are able to see a straight line being printed. Okay, so I hope it is clear. If you are having any troubles regarding understanding, you can please ask in the middle, no problem. Okay, so now what I want is I want to print a square, right? So when you want to print a square, you want the arrow mark to move, and then you want the pointer to move, turn left, right? So whenever you want the pointer to turn left, just write x dot left. Okay, so when it is turning left, you should also mention the angle. Okay, so let me mention angle as 90 degrees. When the angle is 90 degrees, it will sharply turn 90 degrees to the left. Okay, so once it moves 90 degrees to the left, let us just see whether it has moved or not. Let us just print this. So as you can see, the pointer has moved 90 degrees to the left and it is ready. Okay, so what then I will do is I will ask it to move again. Okay, so I will ask it to move forward by 100 pixels again, and let us see what is happening. Okay, let me run this. 1 second, there has been some issue. Yes, so as you can see, the pointer has moved 100 pixels forward, and then once I have turned it 90 degrees left, it has moved 90 degrees left, and again it has moved 100 degrees to the left. Okay, so let me just click this, close this, and let us say you want the pointer to just move 60 degrees. So instead of 90 degrees, let me just change the angle as 60 degrees and check how it is going to turn, just for you to mention. Like as you can see, this is a 60-degree turn. Okay, so depending upon how you want your figure to be, you can use whatever the angle you want. Okay, so now that I want a square, okay, so what I will do is I will stick to my 90 degrees turn. It has turned 90 degrees, it has moved 90 degrees. Okay, once it has turned 90 degrees, I just want it to turn again. Okay, so it has turned again and it has moved again. Then I just want it to turn again. Okay, when it turns 4 times, it will be able to complete a complete square. Okay, so now that I have a complete code for my square, let us run this and print. Like as you can see, a complete square has been printed. Okay, so let us say you want something, this thing to be running again and again. Let us build a logic in Turtle using loops. Okay, so what I will do is, since it is done, okay, so let us keep all this code in a loop. Or okay, so yes, I will explain you the loop in some in the next program. Okay, so I hope you all are clear how to use Turtle and how to print a square. Okay, so now let us proceed further and let us understand. Here we have a code. Okay, so we don't have much time. So what I will do is I will copy this and I'll explain you code, and let me first show you what is this code going to do. Okay. This code is related to star. Okay, so what this code will do, it will just simply print a star. Like we have been printing square using different types of angles, we can also print a square. Okay, so let me just run this and see what is being printed. Okay, so as you can see, there has been a square being printed. Okay, let us just understand how is this happening. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm just importing a turtle class. Then I'm creating an object called a star. Okay, in the earlier program I have created an object called as X. Here I'm creating star. It depends upon whatever you want to create. Okay, so then what I'm doing is I just want it to turn 75 degrees right. Okay, so since it is pointed to the right, okay, so I am just turning it right more by 75 degrees. Okay, so once it has turned 75 degrees, I'm just asking it to move 100 degrees. Then I'm just moving right 144 degrees and forward, right 144 degrees and forward. Once you are able to do this 4 times, you will be getting a star. Okay, so this is how you can experiment using Python methods in Turtle and get whatever the shapes you want. Okay, so this is what we have about printing a star using Python. Okay, so then let us come back and see the next program. Here what we are going to do is, okay, so hexagon. Okay, so yes, so this hexagon here, it explains us how to print a figure by using loops in Turtle methods. Okay, so you can use loops in Turtle method and print whatever the figure you want. Okay, so let us just start it. Let us build it from scratch and understand what is going to happen. Okay, so just let us go back to our previous program. I have imported this class called Turtle class. Then I am just calling this method called Turtle. Then what I want to do is I just want it to move forward, right? So whenever you want to move forward, use the object of the class, which is X, and just ask it to move forward. Okay, so once it has moved forward, let us say you want it to move again the 100 pixels, it has moved forward. Okay, so every angle in hexagon is 60 degrees because it is a 6-sided figure. So what I want to do is I want it to turn left by 60 degrees. Okay, since simple, if you want it to turn by left by 60 degrees, that's right, X dot left, and indicate the angle in which you want it to turn. Okay, so it has turned 60 degrees, right? Let me just demonstrate you what is happening in here. If I run this, you will be able to see the same thing. So it has turned this. Okay, so I have forgotten it to close it, so I have to mention X dot done at the end of the program. Okay, so and let me also make it move. Okay, so what it is doing, it is moving X dot forward. Okay, done. So now let me just run this. Okay, okay, 1 second. It is not the object, but you have to close the Turtle module itself. So when you want to close the Turtle module itself, just write Turtle dot done and rerun the program. Okay, so is it running? Yes, it is running now. Yes, so as you can see, I have gotten a straight line, then a 60 degrees bent line. Simple, no problem. Okay. So, but I don't want to write the same code again and again. Instead, I can paste the same code in a loop. Okay. So simply how are you going to paste the same code in a loop? Just I want these two lines like going forward and turning to the left again and again. But because this is hexagon, you might want this code to be printed 6 times, right? So let us just remove this code and use a loop called as for loop. Start the for loop with use the for loop with a range, with a variable, and use this range method. Because you want it to run for 6 times, just mention the range as 6. Okay. Or let us say 7. Okay. So because the upper limit is not included, let us say 7, and just let us say let us write the all the statements inside the loop. Okay. So now instead of writing the same code 6 times again and again, you can use some different kinds of loop which we have learned in our earlier classes and implement the same thing. Okay. So what it is happening, the same code is being executed again and again so that we can get 7 sides. Okay. So now let me just run this. Okay, so as you can see, I am able to print the same hexagon. Okay, so this is an hexagon. You are able to print the same hexagon by simply writing 3 to 4 lines inside a loop. Okay, so that this means that you can also use Python using you can use these objects of Turtle using all the loops available in the Python. Okay, that's what makes Turtle very useful. Okay, so you can integrate all the loops and graphics in one programming language. Okay, so this is what we have about Turtle graphics. Okay, so then we have one more program to understand. Yes. So what is this? So this is the first program which I have shown you. Okay, so let me just copy this also. Done. So let me again run this and show you what is this program doing. Okay. So as you can see, it is printing a circuit using different kinds of squares, right? Okay. So let us understand what is happening, what is again and again happening. Here we are using different kinds of loops and we are also having functions. Okay. So we are using functions, we are integrating functions, loops using this Python Turtle graphics, and we are able to achieve this kind of graphics. Okay, this is one of the graphics, one of the figures you can do using Turtle. You can do many different types. Okay, so let us wait for this program to get done. Okay, now we are going to understand what is happening inside this program. Okay, let me just stop it. Okay, so if you stop a Turtle script in the middle, it is definitely going to give you an error. Okay, so now let us just understand. Like you can see, there is there has been object created of this Turtle named X. Okay, so then I have a method called as define. Okay, whenever you see this keyword called def, this means that there is a method. What is this method about? This method is about a square. So what is this method going to do? This method is going to print squares again and again. That is what the code I have written inside it. So let us just leave that for now and let us come back to the driver code. Okay, so here is the driver code. The code inside this method is never going to execute until and unless you call it. Okay, I hope you remember the concept of function. So I have come here, and what do I have here? I have a for loop which executes for 36 times. Okay, so why? Because to print a circle you need 36 squares. Okay, that's why I am using a square loop with an I as a variable which starts from 0 and goes till 36. Okay, so now I do have a statement called a square of 90. Okay, so what is this square? This square is a method which we already have. Okay, then what happens is, when this means that I am making a call to this method. Okay, so a call is being happened. Okay, so once this call is happened, what it will do is it will pass this variable. Okay, what is this variable? This 90 degrees is being passed. So what is the angle now? 90 degrees. So what it will do is it will move forward, it will print 100 pixels, and it will turn 90 degrees, it will move forward 100 degrees, turn 90 degrees, move forward, turn 90 degrees, move forward. It will print a square until in here it is done. But what happens is, once it is done, it is waiting in here, it will increase the angle to 10 degrees. Okay, so what is the angle now? It is normally 90 degrees. Okay, so it is normally pointed in here. Okay, so but what is happening now, instead of pointing here 90 degrees, the angle I have increased by 10 degrees. Okay, so now the angle is not like this, but the angle is right now 10 degrees increased. It is like this. Okay, so now what I have done is a small tweak I have done for this program is I have just increased the angle by 10 degrees. Okay, so once this call is done, I am not calling this for one time, but I am calling this for 36 times, right? So it will call again, but right now the starting angle is this, because I am just moving forward. It will be ready, turn 10 degrees more, and it will move 190 degrees again. It will move 190 degrees again. Okay, so now it will again be ready by moving 10 degrees. Okay, so again it will be called again, and again it will move 10 degrees. Okay, so again it will move 100 pixels, 10 degrees additional, and it will go on printing. Okay, so this is how we have been having different kinds of squares being printed by just tweaking a simple angle. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is happening in here, so that we are able to print a circle using square. Okay, so this is called as printing a circle of squares. Okay, so yes, so I hope it is clear. Anyone has any doubts, you can please ask right now. Okay, so whoever we have Chauhan, Shekhar, Chintu, and Lahari. Yes, and I think all of you, the 4 people of you, have been attending all my classes. Yes. Yeah, so then I hope you have, it is clear to you, and I want you to practice all this. Okay, you can't execute this turtle graphics in an online compiler, right? So you need something like Visual Studio, which I have. Okay, so you can also work on Python or any other offline compiler you have on your PC. Number 1, and number 2 is we are done with the turtle modules. Okay, so this means that we are also done with all the concepts which are need to be discussed, and we are done with the Python classes. Okay, so just to inform you that all the concepts are covered and Python classes are done by now. Okay, so yes, and I also, to end, I also thank everyone who has been attending classes regularly and are able to learn something. Okay, and also thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach you. It has been a pleasure, and even I have learned many things. Okay, so that is what we have. If anyone has any doubt, you can please ask right now. Okay, any doubt regarding whatever you want, any doubt regarding your career or any programming, you can ask. Okay, so you have been going through the classes, right? Okay, so what I thought is, no one is asking it for the classes. Then I thought that it is not required, so I was not uploading earlier classes. So today I am going to upload yesterday and day before yesterday's class. No problem. Okay. Yes. And any other doubt? Yeah. So seems like we have no doubt. And to end, what is Cam Chauhan? Okay. So you are typing. So I'm gonna let you type, or else you can also unmute yourself and ask. No problem. Like we have. Okay, so you want me to make a PDF of whole syllabus? I have given you all this PDF of whole PDF of index. Okay, so whatever the concepts have been discussed, I have given you an Excel file on the group. Okay, so you can go through that. Okay, so someone who is new, you can join from 16th. Yes, you can join. Please be on the group and check all the updates which are being kept on the WhatsApp group. If it is scheduled from 16th right now, given that we have enough strength, okay, so given that we have enough strength, we will be definitely starting from 16th. If not, we will be updating you on the group. Okay, so yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, good evening, sir. This is Abhishek.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I'm from mechanical branch, so I would like to take this Python, like, I want to join in this IT company. So this Python will be enough, or I have to learn some other language too?
So if you want to join in an IT company, yes, Python is enough, given that IT company which you are giving an interview for has a Python project. Okay. So say that it does not have a project where they can fit you in. So sometimes they might also have Java. Okay. So these Java and Python are the current leaders in the market of programming. Okay. So given that you have done with Python, if you have spare time, I suggest you to go forward with learning Java. Okay. So Java is a classical language, and it has been a leader since many years now. Okay. So if you learn Java, there is more chances. Okay. So there are more chances that you will get into any interview. Okay. So now if you learn Python, it means that you have basics of programming. Okay. So if you want to grow your chances of being selected, have Java as an order. Okay, so but Python itself is enough for any basic coding program. But if you want to increase your chances, you can also learn Java. Okay, so as far as Python is concerned, whatever the concept we have discussed are enough. And to add on it, you also want to try more practice programs. And thing is that whatever the program you want to type, you should be able to execute that program without going through the book. Okay, so you should write your program by yourself without seeing. Okay, so whenever you write the program without seeing, then only it means that you have learned something. Okay, so you have implemented something. Okay, so just have all the concepts of lists, loops, okay, dictionaries and everything, make all of them clear, and use each and every concept in an example program. Once you are done everything, this means that you are you are good with the Python. Okay, so I hope you have understood.
Sir, I think you're also explaining Java, right?
Sorry,
you're also explaining Java, isn't it?
Yes, we had Java classes in the beginning. Okay, in last 15th or 16th we had Java classes, but all the students were having examinations. Okay, so we had to postpone it. So we are not sure whether when are we going to have be on the group. We will intimate once we are having Java classes also. Okay, so if you want, you can join there also. Okay.
When it will start?
Yes.
When it will Java classes will be starting?
So maybe it will start the same from 16th. Okay. So given that we have enough strength, we will start. We are scheduled to start from 16th only. Okay. So the schedule date is 16th only.
You will be mentioning in this app itself, no, sir?
Yes. We will be mentioning on the app, on the WhatsApp, everything. We will be sending multiple number of SMS so that everyone who is interested might know when our class is going to start. Okay. So yes, I think that's it we have, and we are also short of time. So I wish good luck to everybody, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. And as Chauhan asked, I will be uploading the previous classes. And yes, and just to reiterate, we are done with the Python classes for now. And I suggest you to get a certificate. Okay, so if you want to get a certificate, please register on the link provided and get a certificate, so that whenever you attend an interview on your campus or when you walk in, that certificate will be a booster, so that you are certified Python programmer. Okay, so that's it we have. I'm just waiting so that if anyone has any doubt popped up right now, they can ask. If not, I can proceed. Okay, so if you still have any doubt, anything, okay, so you can text me on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I hope you have my number on the WhatsApp group. I have. Okay, so you can text me privately, or also you can keep the doubt on the group. Okay, so yes, so that is what we have at the last class of the Python. Okay, yeah, thank you everybody.